How's it going, bro? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to explain you exactly how I produced this specific track, which is called Running That, which got over 15,000 streams on Spotify and counting. We're going to go into FL Studio into depth, what exactly have I done there, what kind of mixing plugins was I using, and basically this whole process of how I came up with this track. So the beginning of the track is pretty simple. I just basically got this bassline sample. Then I got also this piff kick, which is basically Coulter's samples. And then we have also this snip. You can already hear there's like a lot of reverb on the snip. And then this one is Birdhouse synth loop. Like this one a lot. Obviously I got those vocals. As you can already hear between bar 8 and bar 10, there's this like high pass filter automation on the master channel. So as you can see, that's just this one here. So I have here on the master bus, I have this high pass low pass filter and it opens up. So as you can already hear, this is like a very repetitive track, but what makes it really interesting are those little automations, those tiny little differences, and they make a massive difference. Yeah, my light just turned off. Anyway, let's continue in the text. And as you can already hear, I have those specific hi-hats. But I think I didn't like the clap of the hi-hat, so basically just chopped the sample up and basically took it away. Instead of the clap, which you can hear here, I just continue using the finger snip. And then I added another clap layer from bar 25 and also another hi-hat pattern, which is just those ones here. Clap. Of course we have those rides here. This is just this crash, this reverse crash. And then perfectly a drop crash.
And every step you made all your life.
And as you can already hear, there's a low pass filter on those Running That vocals, and then you have some vocals which are talking about something like a feeling, a specific feeling you have.
Right here, right now. You know, it's like when you were at work and you said to yourself, you know, I'm gonna have a good time.
So as you can already hear, you have in the beginning those synth pads playing all the time, and then at some stage those other synth pads start to come in, but with a very, very intense low pass filter. And you can't really hear it really, but then on the drop it basically opens up and you can hear it really well.
Right now, you know, I'm gonna have a good time.
Some more low pass filters. And also you can hear here there's a drum reverb volume automation, because as soon as you go into this low pass filter automation from the drums, the issue is that the reverb is still somehow there.
And all those people that
and it's too loud.
Experiencing the same thing that you are experiencing.
So as you can already hear, I'm using heaps of samples, heaps of loops I found where I just thought, oh, they make so much sense. And you don't need to create everything yourself. Obviously it's nice to create things yourself, but I'm using all those things and they just match so perfectly together. Also the snare I have here, just one. Rides, hi-hat pattern. I created this snare loop myself. Important as well is that it has a groove, so if it's just quantized it sounds like this. That is boring. So it perfectly matches to the group of the track. Also, I produced this track starting with my house music production template, basically, which were like all the channels were already assigned. I had also on the mixing channel 50 ready to go mixing chains, which just made it really easy for me just to like produce this track, and I literally finished it in no time. So I can definitely recommend you to also buy my house music production template right now on gumroad.com. The link for that is in the description. Made it really easy for me to jumpstart all my productions. Really, really great, really easy. I can just recommend that. Now let's go a little bit into the mixing stage. So let's start with the kick and the bass. Without plugin, it sounds like this. So I have here first of all the LFO tool, which is the sidechain compression. Then we have also for the bass we have Kotelnikov, which is basically a compressor, which basically compresses the energy of this bassline more with zero attack. And yeah, what else do we have? We have also high pass low pass filter, but that doesn't really serve a big purpose except that it cuts away frequencies below 24 Hertz. Okay, let's now go to the drums. So on the drums we have also the hi-hats. Just some sort of high pass filter, cut away everything below 230 Hertz. So those are the low shelf filters. I created them because I heard that this hi-hat has some very clashing frequencies, and this is a secret tip how you can basically remove those frequencies. You just have to do this. You can already hear that it kind of starts to hurting in your ear, so you just bring it down a bit. Same with the other ones. It's unpleasant. So I found those ones and I basically just use them so I can, yeah, remove them. But you have to definitely listen to your ear with headphones, otherwise you're not going to be able to listen to them. For this specific loop, I used the limiter. Also a bit of relay for the stereo field. And also Pancake 2, which is basically responsible for the stereo information just to go pan left to the right. And a bit of saturation with the saturation knob on neutral setting. With all those plugins, this same sample is going to sound like this. With it. Then we have those ones here. Relay. And a high pass filter. I somehow seem to really like this specific note, that's why I boosted it. And we have also here TDR Nova. I probably use this, which is basically a multi-band sidechain. So basically I just connected the instrument 1, which is like the synth loop, to the instrument 2, and then I created the sidechain. So every time this instrument 1 is playing the frequencies, the instrument 2 is ducking down in those exact same frequencies, and it basically creates more space in the mix because I'm not fighting for the same frequencies, and that's also really important just to like find the right frequencies, and it made total sense in that case. Obviously I have those auxiliary channels, which is basically responsible for the reverb, where I use Valhalla Supermassive 100% wet mix. And those settings, obviously with a high pass low pass filter as well, with an intense high shelf. And a Fruity limiter. The Fruity limiter is basically just a sidechain. So every time the instrument 2 is playing, the reverb is basically ducking down. I'm using, by the way, auxiliary channels like this one, and this one for the sake of controlling the sound more, because you can basically just, I use it mostly for reverbs, sometimes for parallel processing, most of the time for reverb, sometimes for delay. You can easily just like assign a fruity limiter, and it's gonna basically be the sidechain. Then the vocals quickly.
That shit, bang. Running that shit, bang. Running that shit, bang.
It already sounds as some sort of high pass filter on it, or some sort of plugin which creates more. It's the SOUNDCLOUD. It's saturation basically, but it creates also more high frequencies. And a bit of pancake, bit of stereo panning as well, and also obviously a compressor.
Running that shit.
This was my track Running That. Make sure to check it out right now on Spotify. And if you, by the way, still struggling now how to produce professional house music, I'm offering one-on-one online coachings where I'm explaining exactly how to produce music, how to mix your sound, what kind of plugins you should use. And we're basically just going to go through one of your projects. I'm going to give you all the tips I can give you and what I couldn't really give you here over the YouTube tutorials. And I'm just going to basically help you as much as possible in the shortest time frame as possible. If you want to find out more about that, please make sure you message me privately over Instagram and just hit me a little bit up about what you're struggling with the most, what exactly you think you want to like improve on the most, and how you think this coaching is going to actually help you to improve your music production skills. Make sure to check out this video as well, which explains exactly what makes a bass line danceable and bouncy, and I'll see you bro in the next video.